Okay, so let's try this. Yeah. So sport mode, traction off. There it says traction mode activated. If I put my foot on the brake, launch control active.
Brakes.
Oh, nice.
So good.
So, yeah, what's wrong with this car? I don't understand the people that have to hate it. And I'm a Toyota. I'm pretty good at not liking some Toyotas, like the RCF.
Yeah.
But I've always said, why get the RCF when you can have this, right?
I think it's because it's not purist. I think a lot of people were expecting, something.
My camera starts
purely
flopping
Toyota.
around in the back.
Oh wow.
Well, okay, from a purist perspective, yes, I would say this is a BMW. But Toyota went and made it anyway.
Yeah. It's I would drive it. It's fun.
Now we know the LC500 is the best Lexus.
Yeah.
Is this the best Toyota? You're watching New Car Spin. I'm your host, Brian, and with me is the resident Toyota fanboy, Yale.
That's me, fanboy.
All right, Yale, this is a big moment. So tell us, what are we looking at?
Man, this is the Supra, the GR Supra. And look at that paint color.
Yeah, that is a matte gray. I don't know the color of it.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
The name of that color is not on the window sticker. We'll explain that later. But I do know what GR stands for. God's rocket.
I think it's all right, I'll take that. We might convert you yet into a Toyota fan.
Well,
Gazoo Racing.
Wait a second. What is that? What it means?
Yeah, Gazoo Racing.
Okay.
Which they've won the Le Mans the last 3 years. They've got a history, just an amazing history of racing. And you see the GR badge in the rear.
It's there.
Yeah.
I see it. It's a nice touch. I see the exhaust tips, which means this is probably the 3.0.
It is the 3.0.
Oh yes. I was actually shocked when they dropped it off in this color. I thought it was going to be white or black or red. This thing, it's great.
Looks amazing.
So tell me about these red brake calipers.
So in the fronts, you got the 4-piston Brembos.
Okay.
And this is the 3.0 Premium.
Okay.
Right? And so you've got beefy brakes on 19-inch forged aluminum rims, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
And so, they're staggered. There's 255, 35, 19s up front. Or it's not 19s, is it 19s? Yeah, 19s up front, and then 275, 35s in the rear.
Nice.
And so you got 2 extra centimeters in the rear of width, a little more traction. And man, I can't get over that color. It just looks so great. I wish I knew what the name of the color was.
I know, we'll have to prod for it.
Yeah.
This is, by the way, the 2021, which means it has how much horsepower?
360.
No,
382.
382. So they changed the exhaust, and they changed something with the cylinder heads to get better compression during boost.
More boost, so they lowered it, the compression ratio a little bit, get a little bit more reliability, I believe. And man, they've changed some suspension bits.
Let's pop the hood though.
Yeah. While you're popping the hood, they've added some carbon parts, right?
Oh yeah, there's some good carbon trim in here. We'll get to the interior in a moment.
The side mirrors.
We have carbon on the outside on the mirrors. That's a good catch. So this is not the A91 specific trim. This is the 3.0 Premium with some options on it. So new for 2021 are these braces, which are aluminum.
Right, they didn't have them in the last gen.
They didn't have them last year.
I'm sorry, the last year.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. And Yale, I know we kid around a lot, but when you said I'm gonna be a Toyota fanboy, because I was like, wow, this thing's amazing.
Yeah.
I then had to put in a little caveat there because I do own a 2000 BMW M Roadster with a 3.2 liter inline six. So it's bigger than this, but obviously it's old. But this is not a Toyota.
You're killing me, Brian. It's got. I mean, this is not just a. This is not the typical. Hey, we just rebadged something and called it a Toyota. I mean, they definitely did some engineering. They did some work on it. The suspension. They've done a lot of work.
Oh, you mean Toyota did work?
Yeah, Toyota did work.
Okay.
Even though we'll show you later. It's where its final assembly is. It's just interesting. But yeah.
I mean, it's a twin scroll turbo.
Yeah.
It's dual vanos, which is a BMW technical term for the variable valve technology.
Sure.
So we all know what dual vanos is like if you're a BMW owner. Longevity is the question here, right?
Yeah, longevity is the question. I mean, you're throwing a Toyota name on it. You would hope, the Mark IVs, from the 90s, those things last forever. Engines are bulletproof. You would hope, 20 years from now, that the Supra would have that kind of...
The Mark III.
No, the Mark IV, actually.
The Mark
IV, yeah. 93 to 97.
Okay.
I mean, so, well, whatever it was, I mean, looking at this motor, there's question marks, right?
I guess.
There's question marks.
Well,
BMW Motors.
As a BMW owner, I want to know, is the Toyota warranty better than the BMW warranty?
Yeah, well... I don't know.
It doesn't matter, actually. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Toyota, when you buy a Toyota, you hardly ever need the warranty.
I love the way this thing sounds when it shuts.
All right. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I shut it the other way. I let it drop.
Oh, you let it drop?
I do the drop test.
The drop test?
I love the design. And some people hate the fake vents, but get rid of it. What's behind this? Is it actually
nothing?
Just cut in there and just
it's
make
just
it a real
styling cues, I mean,
I guess.
We'll see. Toyota's got a few more years probably of this in the product lineup. Hopefully they do something with it.
The only thing that drives me crazy is this door design.
Yeah.
Every time I open the door handle, I see this.
Sure. All blocked out.
Yep. And obviously you can't do anything about it.
No.
Because the door
There's no opening in there.
Is right here.
Yeah.
But from the side, it's a good touch.
Well, I wonder if in the race cars themselves they use those vents to minimize the turbulence in the wheel wells and that kind of a thing.
If it was more of a fin like these fins and this diffuser, like if it shaped the wind a little bit better over, or if they had an excuse like some marketing thing where like, oh, it directs air over to the rear wing,
right?
That would be really cool,
right?
So maybe they'll get rid of that fake vent and make it a real air direction tunnel something. Maybe I don't know. You can't do anything. You can't have air come out of here because it just doesn't connect. So yes, it's a fake vent.
Yeah, regardless of the fake vents, you got to admit it's a pretty nice looking car.
I parked it next to an Aston Martin DB11.
Did you?
Looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. This car like almost has the same proportions. It's really weird. Yeah. This is a little shorter, but the design, it's spot on.
Yeah.
Let's get inside. Obviously, BMW seats. The seats are great. There's a rocker switch here on this model to bring the bolsters in or out, so you can control the side bolsters. The headrests do not move. The armrest does not move. It has two built-in cup holders and a little storage pocket. We have a little storage pocket here, although it can barely fit my wallet. There's the trunk release. Let's show you the trunk too. Might as well. There's no button back here that I know of to open it. There's nothing in there. So basically I will just hold the unlock button. It pops, and then it's hard to get a finger in here to open it up. But there we go, full trunkness. And
with some subs.
Pretty far back. Yeah, it's got the JBL system from the premium package that it comes with. So I think if you're going to buy this car, the first thing you'll do is throw those away and replace them with full cals or something better.
JLs.
You know.
JLs, full cals. There's a lot out there to do.
You're the guy on that. No spare tire. It does have a trunk mat in here, but I don't even know what's under this. It can't really lift up past the.
Oh, that's interesting. You probably have to raise it from the front end.
Yeah, but down in there it says body work, and it is the same color of the outside of the car.
That's interesting. Huh.
So this is not a wrap, and you can see here. This is not a wrap. This is a painted color.
Yeah.
And when they dropped it off, they said, you're not supposed to wash it, but you can wash it. But if you do wash it, don't get a wax. And I'm like, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
I would prefer to actually have this whole panel removed.
I'm sure you probably could remove it.
Yeah.
And that bar.
That bar, I think, is fixed.
Is it really?
Yeah. That bar is not going anywhere.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. All right, it's windy. Let's get in there and fire this thing up. And solid.
That does sound solid.
Okay, so I'm going to get my seatbelt on here, and then we're going to fire this thing up. Before I do, though, yes, it's a BMW interior. Not much Toyota going on in here, and I like that. That's a good thing for me. So what's really cool is if you put the camera down here, you'll see there is a trick with this stuff. You can do launch control with what they've got here, but before you even turn the car on, you don't even need to put the accessory mode on. You can hit the sport button, and then it'll actually activate sport. If you look here at the screen, you'll see it says sport here, and it says sport down there, and I can just hit the...
Even the buttons, BMW.
Oh yeah. Now there is a chime and a gong. It's a BMW gong. I have my seatbelt on, so it didn't go off when we started the car. That's a little trick there. If you don't like it when you start the car, put your seatbelt on first. It's safety. You could thank Ralph Nader for that. Who wrote the book Unsafe at Any Speed. So we have a ZF8 automatic powering the rear wheels, and a, what is this, an 8-inch or something touchscreen?
Yeah. 8.8.
It's, yeah. So they've ditched the 6-inch one for 21. And even in the 4-cylinder model, which they call the lightweight version, which is what, 3,100 pounds and change?
Yeah.
This is 3,400 pounds on the dot.
Which you would have thought that you'd save a little weight with the carbon fiber, but you didn't.
A lot of weight, yeah. This well, this gives you at least 10 more horsepower. So BMW under reports too. So while they say it's like 383 or whatever, I think we're at 400 because it feels like it. I haven't opened this car up yet with you in it, so I haven't even done launch control. I haven't even really floored it because the weather here was weirdly weird yesterday. It was all wet.
Right.
Today's dry. Tomorrow it might snow. We might have flurries. So
Are you serious?
yeah, we're gonna do this today.
All
Plus, you're gonna get your 5th review in.
Oh yeah.
For the year. So
Yeah,
congrats, Yale. All right. On the 3-liter versions of the Supra, this is a touchscreen. On the 4-cylinder, this is not a touchscreen. So that's the change for 21. And we have heated seats, so I'll put mine on. They do not
buttons
cancel. Yeah, we have a lot of buttons. I just keep everything in auto, and I set the temperature to what I want. You could set your...
Sure.
Okay. Glove box is small.
Yeah,
the only thing here is I can't... There's no like storage here past this area on the console.
Right.
So my invisible phone is here on the wireless charger, and if you have an iPhone, you also get wireless Apple CarPlay on there.
Oh, good.
But there's really nowhere else to put your phone. But I like that this is it's trapped for your phone. Your phone will not slide around. Your phone, when you accelerate hard and everything, which I'll show you, your phone will not move from there.
Well, that's good.
Because there have been many cars I've done a lot of hard driving with, and the phone flops around and flies. So
there's nothing here. It doesn't lift up. You got the cup holders.
Nope, it doesn't move, doesn't raise, doesn't do anything. And then you could reach back in here for, I don't know, stuff. It's very convenient for access. And I'll show you the light switches here actually. So if we look this way, you will see the BMW light panel.
You're killing me every time you say that.
BMW.
Yeah.
The BMW trip computer, BC. So you press that, you can see your different performance stats are on the second screen, but this is the trip computer information. We do have stats if we go to menu, and actually it's not menu. What is it? It's where do we go? We go here. We go bam, 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 my vehicle, and we can even go to vehicle status or driving information. So we can see our onboard info, we can see trip computer, and then the cool part is, where is it? Sorry, back up. Vehicle status. We can see our tire temperatures and the pressures.
Wow.
So they're nice and warmed up here. And then, oil level, blah, 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 blah. And then this weird service thing where you can send remote maintenance call.
Interesting.
Which I don't know if that's a BMW thing or probably not a Toyota thing.
Yeah, it's probably a BMW thing.
Okay,
You're
so
killing me.
we have driver profiles. You can change the profile to the key.
Yeah.
So you can have like a wife key and a husband key, vehicle settings, system settings. So sport displays. Now we can see our power and our torque, and you can have this come on when you're in sport mode. So,
Nice.
and there's also a split screen capability with this, so you could see your map or whatever. Or I turn it off, so I just hit split screen and turn it off. Plus, you could do riding on this pad if you're going to enter in your GPS address and stuff like that. And then we have parking sensors and then safety system. This car has the premium package, so it has all the safety stuff on it.
Nice.
So it's all on, but we can customize it or we can turn it all off. And then you have to hold it down for 3 seconds, I guess. And then basically, let me adjust the exposure a little bit easier. Okay. The glare isn't as bad in person as it looks on the camera. Yeah. So customized settings, we've got our front collision warning. We can change all of this to what you want it to be, and you're done. And obviously it does pedestrian detection. Also, when you back up, let's put it in reverse. You just put this button in, push forward. You actually have the parking assist with the recognition of objects, but it will also do rear cross traffic alert and auto braking. So it'll auto brake if someone's pulling.
That's a Toyota thing. You should see Brian's face when I said that. I love it.
I get no mercy.
Yeah,
you know, he's trying to convert
thing.
me, yet he's still teasing me. So, yeah, okay. It's all good. It's all good. So we'll go back to drive. There's a manual mode if we go this way. You go into manual mode, the tachometer changes. You go out of manual mode, it stays the same. So sport mode as well, when I press it, the tachometer changes a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to determine if you're in sport mode or not, but basically it'll just say sport there and you'll definitely hear the exhaust. There is auto stop start, which is something you have to disable every time you get in the car.
Annoying.
But not when you're in sport mode. So you can't activate it in sport mode. When you get out of sport mode, it reverts and then you'll know it's off when you see that icon again. So basic stuff, I guess. It's pretty typical now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start in regular mode. Electronic parking brake, which doesn't auto set, which is fine with me, especially after a track day. Not that I've had one. And then we will go ahead and drive. So
that would be a lot of fun at track day then.
This would be fun to track.
Yeah.
We might have to find a place where we can burn some rubber. This car only has 1,500 miles on it, so. All right. So Yale, I've never floored this thing with you in it.
What's going on here?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
There you go.
All right.
You're on a learning expedition this time. Learning all about the 3-liter God's Rocket. I hope that catches on.
God's Rocket.
Okay, that was 60.
Very nice.
Okay, now we're going to take this U-turn. Hopefully the gimbal can keep up with the cornering on this thing, because I can't. Okay.
I like it.
Why don't you angle the camera this way a little bit, just so we can kind of get like a idea of what's going on with all of this. We have lane keeping assist. If I stray to the side here, it'll steer me into the lane like that. It did that on its own. And that's handy when you are distracted, because you will be distracted, waving at people and, you know, thumbs up and whatever kind of street racing nonsense people might want to try and engage you with.
Don't street race, people.
Don't
please.
street race. Do not.
Take it to the track.
Yes. That's what tracks are for. Besides, a track day is cheaper than a speeding ticket. All right, so we do have really grippy tires on here, so they kick up a lot of debris.
This gimbal is acting funny, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
You want to just...
It's not me.
You want to strong arm it?
I'm going to strong arm it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So go ahead and turn off the gimbal.
All right, here we go.
And then just take it off the mount. It's
Okay.
just it's magnetic, so just rip it off.
All right.
There we go. Okay,
There
so
we go.
Yale is the gimbal today. All right, so now I'm going to put it in sport mode. Go ahead and show down here. Sport activated. Go ahead and show all of this.
Sport activated. my configuration.
Yes, individual. So this is the standard sport configuration. We can, whoops, you can hear the exhaust. It's deeper.
Right?
I won't talk over it the next time we do it. I just want to show you again. Back in, we can configure individual, and you can show all the damping, steering, engine, transmission. So they retuned a lot of this stuff for 2021, just for your information. And I don't know the difference because I haven't driven a 2020. It took me 2 years to get a Supra in my driveway. So thank you, Toyota. But now we're going to go with... It's already 76. So the way this thing launches off the line, it feels like 400 horsepower.
Yeah, it's torquey. It's inline 6. That's what you get.
Yeah, my 20-year-old BMW does not feel like this.
No.
But I do understand this sound, and I do understand this feeling. Oh, what a feeling.
See, there's hope. You are going to be a Toyota guy.
Yeah. Okay,
that
let's take
LC.
this corner, hold tight.
I mean, the LX. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh. It's got that bolster support. You know, the side bolster supports in the seats really help out.
Oh yeah. But we have a limited slip diff,
Mm-hmm.
and we still have traction control on.
Right.
And I was still able to control that even when it started to go a little bit hairy, right?
Yeah.
And we can't show this on camera from the interior. I'm not going to have somebody stand outside on busy streets to have me clown around. So why don't we find a street that way, straight ahead, where we can kind of do a 0 to 60 and
With launch control?
with launch control, correct. So we're behind two nasty big trucks.
Welcome to Texas.
Yeah.
Diesel Cummins.
They're not actually nasty, but you know what I mean by nasty. They're going to move off the line, and we're probably going to get some like diesel soot. But
Right.
we have auto recirc set.
You like diesels, though.
I do like diesels. I just don't like diesels when the guys drive like asshats.
Or they're in front of you.
Yeah.
And you're in a sports car.
And I'm in a sports car.
Yeah.
Well, not because they're not slow at all. It's just because I can't see around them.
They're great trucks, though.
They are. They are. And you know what they say between the Ford diesels and these Ram
here we go.
diesels?
Here
They
we
say I'd rather be coming than stroking.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, I'll put it in regular mode.
Oh, man.
Okay, we'll go around this guy. So it's pretty good at cruising when you're not hauling ass, but the ride is still firm.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get softer than what we're at in normal mode.
Yeah, it feels tight.
Yeah. And it'll loosen up a little bit over time. That's just what cars do. This only has 1,600 miles on it, so it's still not fair to say what the ride is really going to be like. But there are only two modes, normal and sport. There's no eco, there's no comfort. And that's what BMW does. BMW has like Eco Pro, which is terrible. They have a comfort mode that they put on their cars, but I don't see it here at all. So it's a good thing. I think we're gonna go left up here. Sorry. Okay. So we're actually not too far from Toyota headquarters.
Yeah. USA.
I think it'd be appropriate if we went over there today.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, we'll do donuts in the Toyota corporate headquarters.
We'll wave and say hello, guys.
Yeah.
This is our tribute to you.
I don't think I can do that. I mean, security would be on our
Yeah.
ass pronto.
I don't
But
know.
I think this would be the absolute last Toyota they would give me. However, what a way to go.
Yeah, you know what? I'd prefer you get more Toyotas so we can try them out.
Well, I'm waiting for they actually have one they're working on over there. They put it on YouTube like this week.
out.
They have the Supra like this, but they cut the roof off.
Whoa, the Target top.
Yeah. And they have
Come
they
on.
3D printed new development panels to put in, and they did it for SEMA.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, and I'm sitting here, and if you look here, you'll see where I'm sitting. My vantage point is like it is in my Z3. I'm sitting not too high up. I feel like I'm not low down in the car in these seats, even though these are all the way down. But I'm still looking down on the road, even though we're low down. But when I look out, I still feel like there's a limited amount of space.
Yeah.
And if they got rid of this roof, this would feel more like that Mazda Miata RF. But there's still one big problem this car has that the RF has when the top is off and the windows are down, and that's buffeting. So people bitched about it in this car, and I get it, because if I put the windows down, that's the buffeting. Just above 50 miles an hour, and unless this is what you have to deal with. So I think that's a problem for the younger kids, meaning the 18 to 25-year-olds who probably do a little bit of that vaping thing, because they're not going to vape with their windows up there. That's called hotboxing, and we don't do hotboxing these days. So essentially, like, this car needs something in the design where it can reduce buffeting. And maybe if they got rid of that fake air vent in the door and use that to direct air in, that would be better. I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Well,
okay, so we're going to get to a point here where we can do a little bit of a U-turn, unless that's red. We're going to go this way. So there's no point in sitting at a red light to turn left.
all right.
We're going to go to Toyota HQ.
All right.
Let's just do that. Because that road will be wide open. Nothing like doing burnouts on donuts in your friend's car in front of his own house, right? I'm glad we have blind spot monitors here in the mirror, because I cannot see squat. This blind spot is as bad as the Audi R8. And the problem with the Audi R8 is people come up to the side of your car and they look at your car and they get next to you and they just pace you. So you can't see who's in your blind spot and you don't know. So the only way you can safely pass in a car like this is to go faster. You just have to continuously move forward and be faster than everyone else. This is a rough road.
Wow, sorry, no image stabilization.
It's a little bit, but that's a good test. All right. So, coming right up on HQ. It's the next signal. You can see here on the map where we're at. Nice suspension. Okay, so we'll turn off the split screen. There we go. So headquarters drive.
Yeah, headquarters drive.
Make a right there.
Oh.
Or as they would say on the East Coast, get till you see the Chick-fil-A and then make a right, because they don't know how to read street signs. Or maybe sometimes they don't have street signs. Like I know in Virginia they don't. All right, so here we are.
No comment. The opinions shared by Brian are not the opinions shared by you.
Everybody? Everybody shares my opinion.
Oh, really? All
right. Again, that's normal.
Toyota. We're both from SoCal, so we remember the old Toyota in Torrance.
Oh, yeah, across from the Breville place.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to love this.
Oh, man.
Wait for that clearing. 2 Toyotas, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and if I let that one car go by, there's an Acura passing us. Okay, so let's try this deal. So sport mode, traction off. There it says traction mode activated. If I put my foot on the brake, launch control active.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got some go.
Yeah. Wow. So it does have more burnout, more peel from the launch control initially, but then it has this good bite to it. Whereas if you were to just floor it off the bat, you're just going to get hilarious wheel spin. I'm not going to do it across an intersection. We'll go to the next street here and do it. But we are in sport. Man, I love that sound. And I think if you're a super fanboy and you're not quite sure about this one yet, how do you improve anything in life? You just take things off.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be girlfriend, could be something. You either take an article off, or you take some weight off. And in this case, I think you take this exhaust system off, and you'd probably do a few things, not necessarily to reduce weight, but to improve even more performance, more flow. And I think you'd have even more of what you're looking for from that modified Supra perspective.
Right. They did change the internals on this motor, so less compression. You probably give it a little more boost in the aftermarket.
Yep.
Do a few things, you know. There'd be a lot of opportunities. It could be a good tuner car.
BMW, because that's what this is.
Gosh, you're killing me.
You can get this thing called a juice box. I love the crackle on the exhaust. Not manual mode yet. It just grips for days. All right, Yale, what are your thoughts?
Oh, man. You know, after driving that LC5, not me driving, but you driving it, that was an amazing car. This is an amazing car. This is like...
half the price.
Right, half the price. This is like a scalpel, you know, in the hands of a surgeon. I mean, you could do some great stuff in this.
You could do some carnage in this thing. I mean,
yeah.
0 to 60, they claim is 3.9. This feels much faster than that. And the power in sport mode is everywhere, because the ZF8, even though it's not a manual,
8-speed,
the ZF8 is always in the right gear. And it's always like that. The Audi, BMW, some of the FCA products, the Chrysler 300, the Jeep Trackhawk, they all have the ZF8, and it is telepathic.
Man.
You know, Toyota was smart about using BMW, because they didn't go develop their own little thing, even though Toyota owns Aisin, and my Volvo has an Aisin automatic. It's 30% Toyota, the transmission.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So they could have thrown their own transmission in here, but Toyota says, like, no, we'll go with what BMW does, which to me is huge props.
Yeah.
Because Toyota basically greenlit a poor man's BMW. And I think when you look at it from the perspective of, this is probably the cheapest M version of any car you can get that isn't an M.
That Brembo brakes. Oh,
Nice.
so good.
So, yeah, what's wrong with this car? I don't understand the people that have to hate it. And I'm a Toyota. I'm pretty good at not liking some Toyotas, like the RCF.
Yeah.
But I've always said, why get the RCF when you can have this, right?
I think it's because it's not purist. I think a lot of people were expecting, you know, something.
My camera starts
purely
flopping
Toyota.
around in the back.
Oh wow.
Well, okay, from a purist perspective, yes, I would say this is a BMW. But Toyota went and made it anyway.
Yeah. It's I would drive it. It's fun.
Now we know the LC500 is the best Lexus.
Yeah.
Is this the best Toyota?
I'm still a big, huge Land Cruiser fan, but this is definitely maybe the best two-seater Toyota, for sure. For sure.
All right, let's do this with some windows down.
Oh man, hear the sound.
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice to have what they would call back in the day a Targa or a T-top version of this.
Right. Fast and Furious.
Yep. But if you look over here, I do have a ton of headroom in here, and that's so that I can wear a track helmet, a legit racing helmet, and get away with doing that.
And remind our viewers, how tall are you?
I'm 6 feet tall.
Okay.
I'm also 288 pounds.
Okay.
I'm built like a brick house, and I fit in this car. This is the smallest car limit. This is the limit. reach back there and grab that stuff floating around. Got it. All right, hopefully that'll reduce all the clanking. Which is another benefit of being able to reach back there.
A lot of fun.
That's traction off, so let's put it back on. Okay. Still in sport mode. So now we're going to go over just these regular roads with sport mode, meaning that the transmission, everything's in high test, but the real test here is the suspension. Because this is a concrete road, you can hear the expansion joints. We're definitely bouncing around here. Let me hold that camera. Okay. I don't think I have anything else to tell you about the Supra other than I am blown away.
I like it. Even though it's not a pure 100% Toyota, I like it.
I'm just so impressed. I mean, they did stuff with Subaru before, and they even did stuff back in the day with Pontiac. Remember the Toyota Matrix?
Are you? Oh my gosh! Now I see it.
Yeah. So this collab, let's call it a collab, is the most genius one yet.
Well, the old Corolla became the Saturn.
Oh yeah.
Or the Geo Prism or whatever it was.
Yeah. And just this exercise, I think, really helps elevate the Toyota brand, because obviously a lot of people think Toyotas are the frugal, economical, social choice, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But then you got this thing, and this thing's just a badass.
It is badass. I'll let you get away with that statement right there. I don't know about it so much elevating. I think this comes down to, hey, they didn't have an inline six that met emission standards all over the world. But this is a great package.
You know what this is for someone like me? Turnkey.
Nice.
Thanks for paying the tolls today, Toyota.